America's workforce. Its strength is our nation's success. Join I Build America podcast as we explore innovative solutions and inspiring stories from leaders and workers shaping America. Discover actionable insights to build a motivated workforce.
I Build America.
Welcome to I Build America podcast, where we spotlight the people and programs building real pathways to opportunity. My guest today is someone who doesn't only see food as a meal, but it's a movement. Chef Simone Byron is not just another chef. She is the co-founder of Navigate Foundation, along with her business partners, and most recently opened up Chef's Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. You may recall me talking about her in my episode with Cameron Shaw. That's Chef Simone's son.
That's right.
Yeah, nice. What a great interview I had with him, Simone. Thank you. Navigate was born out of a simple but powerful observation, building the gap between untapped potential and opportunity in the career pathway. Chef Simone helped build one of the works, creating a structured, visionary, certified program for young adults. She is an expert in her field. She brings vision, structure, and heart to whatever she does. And the evidence is in the students that participate in the Navigate Foundation, not only just in Atlanta, but across the United States. Welcome, Chef. How are you?
How are you? Thank you. Checks in the mail for the introduction.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Give us a little bit more. I don't think that I did a service to Navigate Foundation.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I thank you for the platform, and the messaging behind this podcast is great, and I think it's very important. But Navigate Foundation was actually birthed out of Gwinnett County. I was a culinary arts teacher at Meadow Creek High School. Huh. And, I had a principal, Dr. Tommy Welch, who wanted to change the trajectory of graduating seniors out of that high school. And he did that through a series of vocational academies. So it was,
really?
Yeah. I mean, it was, arts and sciences, and culinary arts was a part of that. And, there's ROTC and, a couple, like 5 or 6 other academies at that school. So I had the pleasure of starting before the school had a renovation and before the academies there, and was able to build a program, from, almost 40 students, over 300 students while I was there. During that time, I was able to create a internship program to make sure that students were in work and thriving before they graduated high school. Had the blessing of having the support of Compass Group, which is the world's largest food service.
Yes, they are.
I worked for them prior to becoming an educator, and they supported me in helping Navigate to become a nonprofit in the space. Navigate is bridges students from those career tech classrooms into corporate food service, giving them paid internships within the company. Compass Group covers their transportation from their areas into most times it's the metro city to be able to work within their units. Okay. And then now Navigate is operating in 6 states around the country, graduating over 230 students annually out of the program. Wow. We are ACF certified. Students come out with CertSafe certifications, and now we are in ACF apprenticeships, which keeps students in those positions for up to 12 months. So really, really excited about that.
Amazing. My head is blown. But I want to back you up a little bit.
Sure.
There's something you said, and I remember the first time I heard you say it.
Okay.
When you and I were working with the Summer Youth Program here in Atlanta.
Yes.
And I heard you say hospitality has the ability to change the trajectory of a young person's life.
That's right.
And hearing and thinking about you, and I've worked with at-risk youth for a very long time.
Yes, ma'am.
And they may have the talent, but they don't always have the opportunities, or doors are not always open for them, or there's this gap in between. When we talk about changing trajectory, what does that mean? What does that look like for our listeners?
It's not an instance of there being any lack of talent. And, we talk about a workforce deficit. I don't think there's a deficit at all.
Really?
I think that it is a lack of training and preparedness of our young people to take advantage of these opportunities and how to do so. As simple as, understanding how you come into the workplace.
Okay.
Your eye contact and, a proper handshake and the follow-up and your thank you note and, coming early and staying late and just getting some of those kind of integral skills under their belts so that they can actually take advantage of the opportunity. The jobs are there. I know the young people are there. And it's just really having mentorship in that space to be able to make that a space that is accessible and not necessarily just accessible, but making sure that young people have the tools to take advantage of that opportunity and that they know what opportunity looks like. They might have never seen it before.
But they know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I've been affiliated with the Job Corps program for over 26, 27
Congratulations
years.
to you.
Thank you.
I always get blown away by that number.
Oh, man. I believe in that program. But one of the things that you were talking about is those soft skills.
Yes.
How to shake a hand, how to give eye contact. Those are skills, when we think about career pathways, those skills are needed in all pathways.
That's right.
No matter if we're talking culinary arts, construction, transferable across the board.
Yep.
So when a student succeeds with Navigate, what part of that journey makes you pause and say, this is why I built this system?
There's a couple different pause points
Talk
for me.
to me about those.
The first pause is when I come in and I see the students on their first day. And I always think to myself, what would they have been doing if they were not here? If the opportunity was not presented and they didn't take advantage of it, what would they be filling their time with? And that always gives me pause.
Right.
The second thing is when I'm at graduation, or if I go do a site visit and I see a student who had finished their internship but is now full-time employed and in their apprenticeship, earning and learning at the same time. Being on our conference calls with Compass Group weekly, talking to the managers and hearing feedback about, hey, this internship is not just great for the student, it's been great for my staff. It's been a space for us to be intentional about mentorship and workforce development in the space.
Wow.
When I developed this program, I didn't necessarily consider what it was going to do for the industry itself and the chefs that are in that kitchen, and really breathing some light and some positivity in there with bringing young people. Young people always are fresh breath of air for me, and they've been that for.
You keep us young. I'm around 22.
I don't know about the young part.
Keep us young.
Keep you young.
So, a couple of things you said that just kind of re-energized some questions for me.
Yeah.
It really sounds like this is the perfect partnership between the employer, Navigate, and the student.
Absolutely.
So was that an intentional part of your programming?
Absolutely. In a partnership, everybody's got to eat from that plate.
Okay.
And so, for Compass Group, they have wanting to be intentional in the communities that they serve. And in order to do that, they have to connect with somebody who's being intentional in the communities that they live.
Absolutely.
And so, the students, the corporate entity, and then, of course, the nonprofit entity working together to make sure that Compass Group is getting what they need. We're getting what we need to be able to support the community. And the biggest thing is that the young people are getting what they need to be successful. And it's been a very symbiotic relationship. It is the absolute power of public-private partnerships.
Oh, absolutely.
I think this Navigate relationship with Compass Group is a blueprint for other large corporations to follow, and how you do it the right way, and how you invest in the right way and be intentional about it.
100%, I agree with that. That was, if we could bottle this and, spread it around.
Yes.
But I want to pivot for a second.
Absolutely.
Because we are standing at a very unique place here in the Southeast.
That's right.
So we're at Chef's Academy. So tell me what that acronym means.
So CHEF is an acronym for Culinary and Hospitality Enthusiasts of the Future.
Wow.
Yes.
That's just future workforce right there.
That's it. It's an incubator space. My partner, Adiola Sucumbi, and Willie Buckley came together to have a space where we could do research and development. It is a space for student training.
Okay.
We do after-school programs. We do summer programs. There is space here for chefs to do demos, product demos. So it's an incubation space, a teaching kitchen, all of that.
Nice.
So, yes.
So when I was filming with your son,
Yes.
he showed me how to make an omelet.
Oh.
Yeah, he said
yes.
I was a few steps away from getting my certification.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
That was a lie. That wasn't true.
So this is a space, though, that
Yes.
you could come in
Absolutely.
and even another chef could do a cooking class and things
Oh,
like
yes.
that. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of opportunities here. And I do want to add that this is not only just female-owned, Black-owned, but one of the only culinary kitchens and teaching spaces in Southeast Atlanta. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
really proud of you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in this space and being able to share the space with you all today and young people like Cameron. I want to know that this space is open for them as well.
Yes.
A place to get creative and to grow and to start to spark their imagination.
I agree 100%.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go to a little something that I learned in doing a little research about you.
Okay.
You know that I'm a history buff. I enjoy it. Love watching the History
you?
Channel. Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes. Simone comes from legacy. And I don't
Absolutely.
mean that just haphazardly. Her great-grandfather was the first African-American caterer in the Bronx, New York. He was also the head chef for Marcus Garvey's Black Star Line in the 1800s. When you know that and you hear that, and of course you grew up knowing that, how did that frame your confidence? How did that frame you as an entrepreneur and systems builder?
What it is some people say, check yourself. You better check yourself
Before you wreck
Yeah,
yourself.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
old school, yep.
That I keep that in my back pocket when I need to check myself. If I think about cutting a corner,
Okay.
or not finishing that project when I said I would. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have to have my own deadlines. I don't necessarily have a boss that say, "Hey, you don't have it in by Friday at 2:00. That's on you."
Right, right.
But my legacy gives me my deadlines. And
Wow, I like that as a statement.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm always saying to myself, what can you do more of? And how can we do this better? How can we refine it? Because I don't take it for granted, my history and my legacy. I don't take for granted my parents, my mom and my dad, for making sure that I had a foundation to be able to grow my education. And there is no time for rest. And even when I'm resting, I'm thinking about what's next.
Yes.
And that's the type of forward motion that I have to even start to think about filling the shoes that paved the road for me, right?
Wow. Yeah.
It's go time all the time.
So when you talk about service and a
Yes.
calling,
Yes.
what legacy do you see Navigate and Chef's Academy leaving?
I see Navigate and Chef's Academy, it leaves a space for education. It's a starting ground to something big. Within Compass Group, there is no limit to how high someone can go. And that is why I've chosen to partner with Compass Group, because it's literally like there's no ceiling. Even from international travel. I mean, this is not just a United States thing.
Right.
Take our students overseas.
Yes.
Going to Italy, been to London, going to Switzerland this summer. In all of those, countries, we'll be able to visit a Compass Group site to meet those chefs that are there.
Wow.
So to me, it just provides an endless amount of growth. Chef Academy provides a platform for entrepreneurship. I'm a huge fan of entrepreneurship and growing your own personal legacy, financial literacy, those things. So no limit. No limit
That
is the legacy. It is a mentor of mine, Daryl Schuler, told me probably about 5 years ago when I was just starting to get into really building a nonprofit, to break the chains. That you sometimes when you're working in an environment, there are certain things that keep you in a box,
Right.
and not because they don't want you to grow, but they're just standards, right? And in that space, you don't necessarily think outside of the box. So breaking the chains, outside the box thinking, forward moving.
You kind of answered the question, but I got to pose it because I just feel like you have such an insight on this. What would you say to a young person who doesn't believe they belong in those professional spaces?
That I think that we need to be realistic about that.
Okay. What do you mean?
I think that when a young person when we say that a young person thinks they shouldn't be in a space, there's not a lot of representation there for them to really see themselves in that space. So though any hesitancy or reluctancy to them thinking outside the box, I don't blame them for feeling that way.
Okay.
But mentors, leaders have the opportunity, but really, the most important part is the responsibility to start showing them here's what the opportunity looks like. If they don't see and they don't have the representation, how would they know they belong there?
Understood.
So the
And I think that's
mentorship becomes our responsibility. So to that young person, just because you haven't seen yourself there doesn't mean you're not supposed to be there. And, opportunity is endless. There are no no's, there are only yeses and buts.
And so to that employer, what do you say? Speak to that. You've referenced Compass.
Yes.
And they have been an amazing partner with you.
Compass and Thompson.
And Thompson,
yes.
That's right, and Thompson Hospitality.
Yes.
And I've had the opportunity to meet
all of them.
Yeah,
Benita
and
Thompson,
they're just
Alicia
very
McMath.
supportive.
Yes.
So outside of Thompson Hospitality and Compass Group, what do you say to those other employers where we need to have representation? How do you bring them in?
I think there's been some transparent conversation with several leaders in a lot of different industries, not just hospitality.
Right.
Is that, hey, we don't not want to hire, people that might come from a different demographic. It's that we don't find them to be qualified for the positions.
Understood.
In that space, my charge to them is, what are you doing at the entry level to make sure that everyone has access to the education on what it takes, access to the professional development that it takes to be in those positions? What are you doing at a community level, at a program level? How are you investing back into young people? How are you investing in your own workforce? And sometimes there's answers, but most times there's a lot of silence. In not pushback, but just like, how do we do that?
Right.
And you do that through intentional programming. You do that through holding your C-suite executives and their people that they cover on their team to say, hey, what are we doing in the mentorship space? Make that one of your KPIs for your managers,
That's
right?
Good. That's good.
And trust me, it'll come back on your sales when you start having smart, innovative young people as a part of your mission and your tactics for your business.
You have said a lot today, and I am just glad to be on this end and having this conversation with you.
I'm happy to be here with you.
Looking ahead 5 years.
Yes.
What does success look like for Navigate and Chef's Academy?
5 years sounds a long time, but it is really a short. It is short. It is flown by. I think for us, 5 years looks like, definitely more domestic growth here in the States. I would like to see what internship programs look like for Navigate overseas in an international capacity.
I'm up for it.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm doing a lot. I do have to talk about DeKalb County. Discover DeKalb is made some major investments into Chef Academy and also Navigate.
Really? Nice to hear that.
Yeah, so we're a DeKalb County business, and so 5 years looks like building brick and mortar culinary academies specific to DeKalb County and the young people and the talent, young people like my son who graduated from Tucker High School here in DeKalb.
Nice.
To be able to continue to train. So international growth, domestic growth, especially in DeKalb County.
And a brick and mortar. Bigger brick and mortar. Got it. I plan to be around to see that come to fruition.
So.
Yes.
We need some board members.
I'm on it. So you ready for your fun rapid fire?
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Keep it clean.
I will. One word students use to describe you.
Serious.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't take no mess from these kids because I know what they need to know.
All right.
I know what they need to know.
One kitchen rule that applies to life.
Kitchen rule that applies to life. Hone your steel.
Hone your skill.
Hone your steel. Steel.
Hone your steel.
Yes.
And steel is...
So your knife, there's a honing tool that doesn't necessarily sharpen your knife, but it keeps your blade straight.
Okay.
And when I say hone your steel, in continuing your education, continuing to be a student, continuing to listen, continue to keep your focus, your discipline. And it's the same for your knife. It keeps the blade straight. It keeps things in order.
I'm learning something today.
Yes.
Best advice you've ever received?
Business is about pennies.
Business is about pennies.
It is all
You got to pay attention
pennies.
to it.
You got to pay attention to it. Yes. Genevieve Stoner, that's a quote.
Okay. Business is about pennies.
That's right.
One thing you want every young person to hear.
You are worthy of success. And you need to see yourself in spaces that you didn't imagine, and do not take no for an answer.
Perseverance is
Perseverance.
Perseverance
All the time.
So I want to say to our listeners, this has been an enjoyable and informative session on I Build America podcast. And if you don't leave with anything else today, I'm leaving with honing my steel because I think that analogy really captures what our podcast is about, providing you various listening opportunities to different career pathways, people and industries in the business. If you want to know how you can support Chef's Academy, I'm going to turn it back over to Chef Simone. Tell them, how can we get involved to support?
Well, Chef's Academy is, we are on Instagram at Chef Academy, navigatefoundation.org. We do have a study abroad program coming up that we are fundraising for, hoping to do some really great things here in Atlanta and Charlotte as well.
All right.
But please follow us on Instagram. My partner, Yola's Kitchen.
Yes.
And then I am Chef Simone Byron. On Instagram, we're always posting all the great things we're doing with young people. Please reach out if you need any, professional development, training, team building here as well. And it's been a pleasure to be on with you, Lorraine.
Thank you so much, Chef Simone. And thank you for I Build America podcast listeners. Thank you so much. What an incredible show today. I want to say thank you again to Chef Simone Byron. If I leave with one thing today, it is going to be hone my steel. That really resonated with me, and I hope it resonated with you. Thank you for tuning in to I Build America podcast. And we look forward to giving you another informative session. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the I Build America podcast. Please subscribe, share, and comment, and be sure to join us next time for more insights and inspiring conversations on building a powerful American workforce. I Build America, building workforce success one podcast at a time.
I build America.